Hi there guys, and welcome to another video. Today is day 6 on our quarantine adventure. It really is an adventure. Like, I'm stuck in a room for 14 days, like with a toddler. It's great. But yeah, I suppose we're now on our sort of second stretch, if you like, or second part. I'm trying to do these videos in 3 or 4 parts. But yeah, this is phase 2, if you like, nearly a week through. Nearly at the stage where some of the things are going to happen, I think, like coronavirus testing and stuff, or that might be a little bit further away. I don't really know. We keep getting these... Oh, hello. I keep getting these calls from Queensland Health. I think I've had about 4 in total so far. Whoa, where are you going? And each one's like literally asking the same thing. It's like they're just farming my data out. I think I'm going to get scammed. Like, someone somewhere is probably collecting this data and going to pretend to be me and steal my identity somewhere. I don't know. But other than that, we're actually gonna try out the washing facilities today. Queensland government gives about $16.50 per day to do your washing, and the hotel charges, I think it's either 5 items at $15 or 10 items at 25. So it's been a few days. We've racked up some credit, and we'll give the 10 items a bit of a go. Also, we're going to try and find some ways to make things a little bit more interesting for Aurora. Not that I think she's getting bored, but again, we're into kind of like phase 2 of our quarantine, so we're going to try and make things a little bit more interesting for her. I'm going to try and set up like a soft play area, considering she loves jumping around. She doesn't play with toys too much. Like, some kids do, some kids don't. My kid's just a monster and doesn't really want to play with toys and entertain herself. And when she gets bored of telly, she likes jumping on things. So I'm going to try and set up a bit of a soft play area, see how she likes that, and hopefully she won't end up jumping off of something and knocking herself out on like a table, because it's hard to baby-proof this place. It is. What's the matter? What's gone? I'm gone. See you in a bit. How to turn your hotel room into a soft play arena. There you go. Morning. Today is day 7, halfway through the quarantine experience. Hello. Hey. We're starting to get to that kind of feeling where everything's getting a little bit down now. Food is getting a little bit monotonous. Just keeps having the same things every day. Sort of longingly looking out when we're on our fresh air breaks, trying to imagine what it's like to be free again. But some good things are happening. So just had an interview for a teaching position, so job wise that's really good, and also it should be starting in the week after we leave here, so that's good again, to be able to go straight into kind of work. It went well. I should hear back from that in a few days, and hopefully things going well, we should be able to find out at least what we can do after we finish our first... Alright. Yeah, and hopefully it should give us a little bit more kind of stability and permanency with that. At least if I've got a job, we know where we need to kind of find where we should be living. So we used to be having kind of quite monotonous food. It was either kind of toast or cereal, or kind of like a cooked breakfast. But today we have, Maps already had hers because I was in interview. We have pancakes. Oh, what? You didn't tell me. Who has pancakes with a tomato? I'll just be eating those because it's got like some cream kind of stuff and maple syrup, so I'll enjoy that. That can get thrown away, and I might have that on its own. One of the things that is really helpful while you're in hotel quarantine is if you've got any friends, family, or anyone that can drop some bits into you, then it's a great idea to do it. Coles, Woolies, we haven't been able to take advantage of that really because We don't have any Australian bank accounts, don't have an Australian phone number, no address, so signing up to those types of things can be a little bit tricky if you're still kind of in that tourist scenario. But I think we've just had our friend drop us some things. Yeah. I heard it go clink clink as they put it down.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
So we got. Thank you, Paul, by the way, for doing this for us. Some ciders from Amphi, and they're even cold.
Ooh.
So they'll go straight in the fridge. Some beers for me.
Wow!
And we've got a vacuum. So Coles it was Coles or Kmart, they do a really cheap little vacuum. We've kind of struggling over the last few days to keep everything clean with the crumb magnet, so that's arrived. Be able to do some cleaning, keep busy, and look what else Aurora's got. Oh wow!
Oh wow!
What did you say? Good girl.
Oh wow! Oh
And a
wow!
book. And some cheese twisties. And a couple of bits of chocolate. Are these supposed to be like Australian things? Violet crumble. Cherry ripe. Apparently Tim Tams are a thing. Like, it's an Australian thing. And Vegemite. And some coffee. So, great stuff. Thank you, Paul, for doing that. And you can see how much of a difference it actually makes if you can bring something to someone in quarantine.
Wow!
She's even gonna love the box.
Oh wow! What have you got? Shall we have a look inside? Let me open it for you.
I think she's kind of understanding the concept of presents and gifts for her now. Christmas might be interesting this year.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Hoover is assembled, all of $30. Let's see how good this bad boy is. Essentially, it's like a dustbuster with a handle and a like scooty bit. So that's literally it. Let's see how clean it makes this place after Crumb Fiend has been around it. Yeah, you can see stuff in there. It's definitely picking up stuff. I just don't want to know how filthy this place is going to have been literally after a week of no hoovering. After about a week of being here, this is how much mess there is. Like, Yes, wow. Do you mind? Like, wow, indeed.
Wow.
Look at that. That's just all like the fibres out of the carpet.
Wow.
It's nice actually. I think he said these cartridges in here, they're like waterproof? No, not waterproof. Like you can just wash them. So, yeah. To get all of that out, I think it's kind of worth it for 30 bucks.
It's Random House. Random House is the name. If the Chasers put this,
This is the first time
you ready?
Aurora's ever played with toys.
Chaser has put.
She just decided she wanted to play with them. Thank you, Paul.
Goes like the Random House takes us out.
Aurora's just about ready for bedtime. One of the things that we're going to try to do with Aurora's food, she's kind of on the kids' meals at the moment. We gave up with the purees and stuff because we're trying to wean her off them. And she kept getting the same kind of purees all the time. So we did bring with us, because we were concerned about the food situation, some of these kind of like Heinz First Steps. They're essentially like a mash type of thing. Just add kind of hot water. We were really worried just in case we knew we'd have a kettle and things. But what we're doing now is we're taking the food from the meals that we get for her, the kids' meals. We're not necessarily eating all of it, or she's not necessarily eating all of it, but we're kind of taking up the smaller parts, and then we're just adding them into that kind of mash stuff. So trying to trick her a little bit by giving her something that's familiar and that she'll eat, but also then adding some of the extra stuff to kind of bulk out her meals. So we'll give that a try tomorrow. I've made 2 portions of it using what she had, like a chicken and veg and rice type of thing, and then hopefully we'll get some good news and she'll start eating some big food a little bit more. Morning. So today is a big day today. Day 8. We have new sheets. I know, you're living in absolute filth for a week. New sheets, new towels. I think they've also given us some new toiletry kind of stuff, although we were okay for that, but we were a little bit low. And we've had another delivery today. About the only thing we could buy with our credit cards and stuff from the UK, and no kind of real delivery address, we've managed to buy a new car seat for Aurora. So before we moved here, we bought brand new car seats and everything, quite posh ones that were designed to kind of last her for quite a few years. And we found out when we were packing up all of our stuff to move here that you can't bring them over. So Australia has its own car seat regulations. Everything has to be approved to Australian or New Zealand standards, I think, and the European standards don't transfer over. So all the car seat brands that we were kind of used to, they're not really here. So we've gone for something slightly different, and this one is an InfoSecure car seat. It's supposed to do from 6 months to 8 years, and it's pretty decent apparently. It's got quite good ratings on the website that we bought it from. Looks decent. That'll do her until she's 8 years old. You like your box?
Hello!
Hiya! Who needs toys? Who needs anything but a box? Had a knock at the door. We thought it was the police coming because they've just called us to say that they're on their way to take us out. This one is all ready and now she's confused as to why she can't go out, but it's still great news. I have the SIM card. Finally can get an Australian number, and finally I might actually be able to order some stuff. You're not going out? What is it?
Oh, wow! What have we got in here?
When's our bloody walk? So we've just been waiting to go out for the last sort of hour. We've waited a while. I think it might be a problem. The police have said before that if there's a bit of a delay with going out, then it's probably that they've got to deal with an issue. But Aurora's got some snacks delivered instead from a lady who we met outside. She actually lives in Brisbane, we didn't meet her well, we met her outside at like one of our walks. She actually lives in Brisbane, and she said she had some of these snacks that she wanted to send down to us, but you can't send things in between rooms. So instead, she was getting a delivery from her husband, who lives in Indooroopilly, and she's brought some extra ones for Aurora because her daughter was the same age. So it's really, really nice, really, really thoughtful. Thank you for that. And we're finding that Australian people in general are just a lot friendlier, and not to say that English people aren't friendly, but maybe Australian people are a little bit easier to make friends with, and I suppose this just really proves it.
And people have offered to buy us stuff and send us stuff. People that we don't even know.
Yeah, people have offered to buy us stuff and things on Facebook or various different groups and things that we're on, and yeah, especially when they hear you've kind of got a baby, it's like they take a bit of extra care for you, which is lovely. So there's plenty of support out there if you need any additional support, and sometimes it's just nice to get a bit of a present. Okay, a little bit of an update. I had a job interview the other day, a couple of days ago. I've been waiting to hear back from them. It's probably one of the weirdest job interviews I've ever done, because I had to do it in the toilet, because it's the only quiet place in here if either Aurora's sleeping or, you know, she's just off on one being noisy. So that was a new experience for me. But I heard back today, this morning, and thankfully I have been successful. So, starting pretty much the week after we get out of quarantine, I will have a new job working as an English teacher. It's only part-time, but I was really concerned coming over here if I wasn't able to kind of time it with a term starting, even like term 4. It's really hard to get teaching jobs in the middle of the year, especially in Australia. The majority of the teaching jobs starts in January. So to be able to get a teaching job straight away, even if it is a part-time one, is really, really handy. And also to get one that sort of demonstrates that I'm able to diversify my skill set a little bit. So as a geography teacher, I have taught other things in the UK, but now being able to get a little bit more experience teaching other subjects going forward for teaching next year, I can also start to look at English roles. I don't really mind what I teach. I've enjoyed teaching lots of things. Obviously I'm a geography specialist, but I'd quite like the challenge really of teaching some other subjects as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. So if anyone's interested in actually how I got the job, what I had to do to apply to be a teacher, how I got my teaching license, all that kind of stuff, I'm going to make a video soon about all my teaching experience and how I managed to get that job, and also a little bit about how I'm going to try and get a job for January next year as well. So stay tuned, make sure you click on those little buttons down below to make sure you don't miss out on that video, and when it's ready I'll put a link in the description down below as well. So for some reason we've had pretty much like 36 hours cooped up since our last outdoor break. Yesterday we had a morning one, but then for some reason we didn't get picked up for the afternoon one, even though we called down a couple of times to see if they were coming. They even called us and said that they'd be there within an hour, but they never turned up. This morning, same kind of thing happened again, no one picked us up. So we've managed to get out this afternoon. It's beautiful weather, it's 30 degrees. 30 degrees, and apparently this is like winter coming into spring, so if it stays like this I'll be happy. But it's just nice to get a bit of sunshine, so I'm going to try and get my 15 minutes of vitamin D, and while Aurora literally burns out all of her energy, and then should be able to do some celebrating. Dinner's here. What we got today? Tomato and basil soup. Oh, I had that last week. Starting to notice that it's coming around again. And actually that was quite nice. And a beef laksa curry. What's the little girl got?
Aurora's got something really yummy that I wouldn't mind.
Ooh.
Oh.
Sweet potato fries. Do you know what? These desserts, generally speaking, are absolutely fantastic. Right, if they whacked it on a plate, that'd be proper pucker, that would. Does it actually look like? Ooh! Do you know what? That one could actually be the best one yet. Do you need to go to bed?
Stop being a pain.
Do you need to go to bed?
Dinner. I'm not going down the slide with you.
Oh yeah.
I won't fit.
We made a little castle And now it doubles up as a slide.
So what do you want me to do?
She just wants to go down the slide. Come on.
Come on then, down you go. Whee! Keep going.
I mean, it's not the best slide, but you know.
Whee! There we go.
It'll do for
What did I
7
do?
o'clock at night. We had a really good day, managed to get a job, and we are celebrating with a bit of a pamper and some face masks. Ooh. And a beer. The face mask was blue, so it's pretty masculine as it is. But if you've enjoyed watching our video, please give us a like. If you want to check out some of our other videos, check out how we got here in the first place. Have a look through our channel. If that's your thing, please press subscribe. And otherwise, we'll see you on our last few days in quarantine. Cheers.